in Marsabit, Melita Oletenges, and he's going to be briefing us on the emergency response there.
Indeed, Olive, we are coming to you from Marsabit County. It's quite a chilly morning here, but you're braving the cold to update you on what is happening this part of the country. And what is happening here, Olive, is that there is an emergency response program by the Child Welfare Society of Kenya, who are visiting different schools in Marsabit County just to distribute child-friendly materials such as food and books in order to help these students remain in school even when drought strikes. And it's also an encouragement to those children who might have dropped out of school because of drought. And this exercise, Olive, has been running from yesterday, and it will be running up to Friday this week. And we had a number of dignitaries also involved in this, led by the Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection, Ukur Yatani. And yesterday we saw the Child Welfare Society of Kenya visit a number of schools in Bubisa, which is just a few kilometers from Marsabit town on your way to Moyale, and they were able to distribute around some bags of maize and some bags of beans. And what we are meant to understand, that they will be distributing over 400 bags of maize and over 200 bags of beans to about over 10 schools here in Marsabit County. But Olive, just to expound further on this, I'm going to be joined by one of program manager here from the Child Welfare Society here on set. And thank you so much for joining us on NTV. First, you can start with your name. Tell us what will be the impact of this distribution exercise, this emergency response exercise.
Okay, I'm Alan Buba. I'm a program officer with Child Welfare Society of Kenya. With this exercise, we anticipate to increase the enrollment in the primary schools, because there are schools we find they have an existing school feeding program, and they don't have the food. So with this, we anticipate to first retain the children in schools. We don't want them to run out of school, so that they go and supplement the family income for them to get some food. We also anticipate the same to encourage others who either dropped out of school because of lack of food to come back to school, and again to improve on the performance in school, because now the children will be concentrating on their studies without having an empty stomach. So we expect this to achieve those three main objectives.
And how long will be the exercise, and how many schools do you intend to reach here in Marsabit County? And is this exercise going to happen in Marsabit only, or are you going to reach other counties also?
Okay. Now, this exercise is targeting 9 public primary schools, both in Laisami sub-county and Northall, that is in Bubisa and Logologo, and 8 ECD centers, and that with a target of about 3,700 children. Now, this exercise is running in all the 47 counties of the country, because Child Welfare Society of Kenya is the national emergency response and rescue organization for children. So when an emergency comes up, like now what we're experiencing here in Marsabit, there have been a drought, and this drought has led to famine. And now with this one, we are responding to the current situation here. So another county that now we still have the famine as a result of the drought, we'll have to respond to that.
And we've also had a number of emerging issues, such as the lack of rescue centers, particularly for girls in northern Kenya. The nearest rescue center is in Garissa and Machakos. What is the Child Welfare Society of Kenya going to do in regards to this?
Okay, in regard to this Child Welfare Society of Kenya, we have a rescue center actually it's not a rescue center, but a temporary place of safety for our children in the neighboring county, that is in Isiolo County. We have the temporary place of safety in Isiolo County, just next to the town trading center. But in our work, because we have an existing office here in Marsabit, we found out the need for such to respond to the emerging issues of children, especially early marriages and child abuse. So preparations are in place to establish such, but in case we have a child who is in need of care and protection, we have an office here who will respond swiftly to that and respond to and rescue that particular child.
The question of sustainability of the materials you're issuing out has been raised, and what is your projection on how long these materials are going to last these students?
Now, in regard to this, and to be more specific on what we are issuing out, we are supporting these schools and specifically the children with education materials, which includes exercise books, pens, pencils, and a school bag. We also supporting them with food. That is mainly to the school feeding program, and this one will last them until the end of the term. But for the books and the school bags, actually this is something that will take them for maybe a year or more. And the school bag, we find it's very essential for the children, because now it will last even after the food is exhausted. You still have something to carry their items to school.
Thank you so much, Alan Buba. You've heard from Alan Buba, who's the program officer with the Child Welfare Society of Kenya, and he's saying that this program is not only focused on reaching learners in primary schools, but also ECD centers. He's saying that around 3,700 learners in the ECD centers here in Marsabit County are going to benefit from this program. And Olive, if you can see behind me, you can just see a number of lorries actually, which are carrying some of the items that are going to be distributed to some of these institutions. And Olive, yesterday also we were able to hear from the Cabinet Secretary of Labor and Social Protection, Ukur Yatani, about a number of presidential bursaries that were actually the presidential bursaries launch was initiated here in Marsabit County, and it's a nationwide exercise that is will see the government pump around 400 million nationwide. Each constituency is going to receive 1.3 million shillings, and here in Marsabit particularly 5 million shillings for the 5 constituencies, and around 22,000 students are expected to benefit from the presidential bursaries program. So Olive, these are some of the issues that we have been following up on here in Marsabit County, and today the Child Welfare Society of Kenya will be heading to Logologo, where as well they will be distributing these learning materials, food and other materials to these children. But we will be keeping tabs on this, Olive. But for now, I hand it over to you in studio.